Good morning, everybody. Okay, so I am obviously running behind this morning, but that's okay because we're going to get in and get out this morning. But hello, Visionaries. Happy Vision Friday. I am very excited to see everybody today. If you are joining in on the replay, please put in hashtag replay. Remember to share this on your social media platforms. You can like and subscribe me today. So subscribe to me today if you're watching me on Instagram, or if you're watching me on Facebook, or if you're watching me on YouTube. So subscribe, hit the notification button, do all of those good things so we can stay in contact. So good morning, visionaries. Of course, I am Ty Young. I am your visionary business coach, also the force behind 624 Visionaries, where your true self meets unprecedented success, captivating ideas that redefine industries. Okay. And so, again, what we do here at 624 Visionaries is where we venture beyond traditional coaching to unlock the heart of your entrepreneurial spirit with a focus on empathy, resilience, and authenticity. I guide you through a journey of self discovery to unearth your signature echo. That unique impact only you can make in the world. Together, we don't just chase success, we redefined it, crafting million-dollar ideas, grounded in your truest self. So let's transform your vision into legacy. So today we're going to get into part two of niche fluidity. So if you didn't watch part one, um, you can come back to this, and or you can listen to this and then you can go back to part one and then come back to part two again. So part one, we talked about analyzing niche fluidity and what that was, and what how you can use it as a business strategy, the implications that it has on your growth and your innovation in your business, and how to balance the consistency with adaptability. And then also I gave 5 examples of businesses that are well known that have mastered the art of niche fluidity, in my opinion, and that's Apple, Netflix, Amazon, Nintendo, and Google. There are others in this world that have done that, but those were the 5 examples that I chose to go with. Okay, so now we're going to get into part two, where we talk about a few things. We talk about a few tools and techniques that you can use, talk about risk management, talk about personal branding and future proofing. Okay, and then that's going to wrap up our part two for niche fluidity. So, getting right into it, we'll talk about the first thing, tools and techniques. So, adapting in niche fluidity requires you to have a comprehensive understanding of your particular market that you're working in, your audience that you have, and the broader industry trends that you're working with within your niche. Okay, and so I'm gonna give you a few tools and techniques that you can use to help your business assess and navigate the potential niche fluidity effectiveness in your particular business. Okay, so again, you want to do a SWOT analysis, and I go through this on one of my programs when it comes to with business. I kind of one of my programs, I really walk you through completing a SWOT analysis, right? So it's a strategic planning tool to use that identifies your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats, and that's related within your business competition and helps you with future project planning. So when you use a SWOT analysis, you can assess your current niche's resilience, right? Because a lot of businesses survive off of resilience, which it's like I want to put things in a way that you probably haven't really thought about it before, right? So resilience, meaning because everything you do in your business is not going to always work. Everything in your business is not always going to be as successful as you would have hoped or thought it was going to be, right? So you have to develop a level of resiliency in your business, okay? And so you want to uncover potential areas for expansion and adaptability and identify threats that could turn into opportunities, okay? So it's always, we want to keep a streamline, just like we want to flow. That's that fluidity. That's the name of the game. We want to just continue to flow. So we want to continue to make lemons into lemonade, right? No matter what we're going through, no matter what's going on in our business, right? So we want to identify threats that could be turned into opportunities through niche evolution. Okay. Then we want to talk about customer feedback back loops. This is another tool and technique that you can use. So it's a systematic approach to collecting and analyzing and responding to to user feedback. So again, like I said in part one, always just kind of going back to the whole thing about your customer base, your customer, like niche fluidity is not just about you evolving as a business, but also evolving with your customers, evolving with their needs, right? So and in these feedback loops, you can use include customer surveys, focus groups, online reviews, right? And so how you want to put this into application, you want to regularly gather and analyze customer feedback to identify changing needs, desires, and pain points. And using this direct insight, you can highlight emerging trends within your own business and suggest new areas for niche development. Okay. Another one you want to use is trend analysis. Okay. Basically, this is like the process of comparing business data over time to identify any consistent results or trends within your businesses. So you want to always be looking for trends within your business and trends within just your industry, right? So one of my favorites that I use, and I talk about this in my book, how to how I fumbled 10K in business, a guide to avoiding my costly mistakes and building a sustainable business. I talk about using Google Trends. This is one of my favorite resources that I use, right? So using Google Trends, social media analytics, if you turn your social media on as a business account, and then industry reports to spot emerging trends that could impact your niche. Being ahead of a trend can position your business to adapt more effectively. So I do read like the Harvard law review, well, not law review, but there's a I can't it escapes me at this time, but it's a Harvard like business report, and I do read it sometime on some certain topic. Forbes is a good one to kind of um um find emerging trends. Black Entrepreneur Magazine, that's another one. So all of these things, like if you take the time to really just invest in reading these magazines, and just kind of like being ahead of trends, it can help you in the future. Doing a competitor analysis, right? Just having a strategy that involves researching your competitors from time to time, understanding what the products they sell, their marketing tactics, because again, you have to know what your competition is doing at some point to understand how to help you fill in the gaps in your market. And then to uncover where you possibly differ from your competition. And then that is your unique selling point, right? Innovative workshops, okay? These could be collaborative sessions that bring together diverse groups within the organization to brainstorm or develop new ideas. So, if you have a larger team, just kind of getting your team together so everybody can bring forth their ideas and keep innovation going, right, within the business. So those are a few tools and techniques that you want to kind of think about to keep the niche fluidity going within your business. Next thing we want to move on to is understanding risk management to keep niche fluidity flowing in your business. So risk management in the context of niche fluidity, so it involves a lot of different things like identifying, assessing, and prioritizing risks associated with evolving within your business. Because anytime you want to innovate and add something new, it's still a risk, right? You're still taking a risk within your business. So it's going to be followed by all of these efforts that you put together to minimize and monitor and control the probability or impact of unfortunate events, right? So you want to continue to have strategic planning going on in your business, pilot projects, customer engagement. Again, it's going to always still return back to the customer because your customers keep your business flowing. And these are all critical components in mitigating these risks, right? So when you do strategic planning, so it's the process of defining the business's strategy or direction, and making decisions on allocating resources to pursue this strategy, right? So in niche fluidity, with your strategic planning, what that really means is carefully analyzing your market trends, customer needs, and your business capabilities before deciding to shift or expand your niche, right? So, of course, this involves your market analysis, your SWOT analysis, financial forecasting. And a lot of this is kind of like, I'm just kind of giving the quick version of it, but when someone works with me one-on-one, we go deeper into these type of topics and talk about these things within your business on a deeper level, right? You want to talk about pilot projects, or having pilot projects, and pilot projects is just kind of like more small scale, like short-term experiments, right? But these can help you within your business to see where you should go, what direction you should go, how well does this thing potentially have the potential to work. So you'll use this to test the market, you'll use this to gather data, right? You'll use this to adjust your current strategies to see what's working, what's not working, right? Customer engagement. You'll use customer engagement to build relationships with your customers, and then use their feedback as an interaction standpoint, right? So the application of customer engagement within risk management is engaging with your customers, so it can provide direct insights into their needs and preferences and feedback and potential niche changes, okay, and how to effective customer engagement for risk management might include like feedback loops. Again, we talked about those things already. Implementing mechanisms to gather and act on customer feedback regularly. This can be through like surveys, social media engagement, and direct conversations. Community building, creating a community around your brand where customers can share their insights and experiences and suggestions. This can offer insight into what changes they value. What changes they value. Okay, you want to always keep that in mind. Customer co-creation, involving the customers in the development of new products or services. And this can, help you make sure that whatever new flow that you're going in, your new niche or whatever, that it directly aligns with what the customer needs and reduces the risk of market rejection. Okay. So when you do those things, you just want to, as you implement the risk management tools and suggestions, you have to have a proactive approach to this. Okay, so being proactive instead of reactive is just the best way to be within the business, and the only way, in my opinion, to stay proactive within risk management is just continually monitor. It's like staying on top of these things, engaging in your stakeholders, which is your customers, right? Or those who, if you become a big wig, you're investors, right? So engaging with your stakeholders, conducting your pilot projects, and paying attention to the results that you receive from these pilot projects. Having flexibility within your plans. That's another way to effectively implement risk management within your business, and then create a risk register, which is basically just a documented list of identified risks, their impact, and mitigating strategies to refer to and update regularly, right? Next, we want to move on to personal branding. So, personal branding for entrepreneurship is a very powerful tool that you can use, right? Especially when you're navigating the waters of niche fluidity. A strong personal brand establishes your identity, your values, and expertise in the minds of your audience, creating a sense of trust and continuity that transcends specific business models or offerings. This continuity is crucial when shifting niches, as it ensures your audience remains engaged and loyal even as your business evolves. So we want to talk about I'm going to talk about how personal branding supports your niche fluidity, and then give you an example, a very, very good example, right? So, personal branding supports your niche fluidity by having you have a trust and loyalty. Like you build trust and loyalty within your niche. So a strong personal brand builds trust with your audience. When your when your niche shifts, then the trust facilitates a smoother transition as your audience is more likely to follow and support you based on their connection with your personal brand rather than just the products and services you offer. So that goes hand in hand, right? Your products and services go hand in hand with the personal branding and the trust factor that you have with your audience, right? So just imagine like somebody that you just trust. Okay, let's just put the Beehive out there, right? So you have some Beehivers or some Beehive Beyonce fans. It's like no matter what Beyonce shifts to, she is going to flow with it because they trust her. They just believe in she's just gonna put out good products. So yes, when she drops a Ivy Park drop with Adidas, yes, I'm gonna buy it, right? Not me, but I'm just talking like in terms of Beehive. Yes, they're gonna buy it. She's dropping Secret. The new hair care line. So yes, they trust her, so they're going to buy it. She's coming out with a country album. So yes, they trust her, so they're gonna buy it. So just kind of like giving an example, but that's not my example that I'm using, but that's something that came to my mind when we talk about having trust factor within a brand, right? Visibility and recognition. And I'm not a personal branding coach, but at the end of the day, there are some small elements within personal brand, not small, elements within personal branding that we all should know as entrepreneurs and business owners. So visibility and recognition. Your personal branding elevates your visibility in your industry, and it helps you stand out, making it easier to introduce new concepts or pivot to a newer niche if you want to. So as your name and brand carry recognition and authority, you're able to have a smoother transition into these different niches that you trying to flow into. It provides you your personal branding provides you flexibility and adaptability. Personal brand rooted in your core values and strengths rather than a specific product or service offers the flexibility to explore new avenues without losing your identity. So this adaptability is key in these rapidly changing markets, especially when you are doing more product based services versus service-based services. So engagement and communication. So when your personal brand is like well crafted, it facilitates like a clearer and more effective communication with your audience, and you want to ensure that you maintain that. And it also allows you to explain the reasons behind your niche changes in a way that resonates with your audience values and expectations. Okay, so my example that I want to use is Marie Forleo, and I know I'll probably be pronouncing her name incorrectly, but she's a prime example of leveraging her personal branding to support niche fluidity. So she started her career in multiple fields, including like finance, dance, and bartending. Before establishing herself as a life coach and a motivational speaker. So that is pretty much like the role that I want to go into. I do want to be a motivational speaker. I am a certified life coach, and I enjoy coaching with them. But so within my business, I like to coach business owners within life. So it's helping you build your business. It's helping you build your brands, helping you have an identity within your business, but also help you with those interpersonal things within life, that because I feel like those two go hand in hand. If your life is all messed up, if your life is a disarray, then your business is going to be disarray. If you have if you don't have emotional intelligence within your personal life, that's going to transcend into your business life. And those are the things within myself as a business coach, visionary business coach, that I implement some life coaching strategies within my coaching for my clients, right? So we're going back. So She has transitioned herself into a life coach and a motivational speaker. So her personal brand is centered around the idea that everything is figure outable. So she has a book called Everything is Figure Outable. It's a philosophy that emphasizes resilience, creativity, and the power of belief in oneself. So this is how she did it, right? She had a consistent core message, right? Despite exploring various ventures, Marie's core message of empowerment and self belief have always remained consistent within her business. So this consistency helped her audience stay connected with her personal brand, regardless of the specific business focus or offerings that she offered at the time. She also built a community around her personal branding. So she built a strong community online. Within her online platform, mainly her Marie TV and her B School program. So the community is loyal to her personal brand and is willing to follow her through her different ventures. And then she expanded her reach. She leveraged her personal branding. So she successfully expanded into authorship with her book, Everything is Figure Outable. And then she further cemented her philosophy in reaching new audience. Her personal brand strength made this transition seamless and welcomed by her followers, right? So, personal branding, use it to your best ability. Future proofing, and this is the last one, and then we're going to get out of here, right? So, future proofing, basically, it goes to with risk management. It's just basically like a strategic approach that prepares your business to anticipate, adapt to, and capitalize on future changes and trends, ensuring long-term sustainability and competitive advantage, and adding a competitive advantage. So when you use this concept, it's especially relevant in the context of niche fluidity, where the ability to foresee and adapt to future trends can dictate the success of an evolving business or evolving of your niche. So here's how we're gonna, or here's how you will future proof or understand the future proofing. So it's just market anticipation, being aware of the market, having an innovative mindset. So you, especially when you're doing products and services, you want to continually innovate. So I talked about this last week too when it came to Apple and Apple versus the BlackBerry situation. BlackBerry just refused to have an innovative mindset. Their mindset, while innovative, because they had a great product for the time that it was on top. However, they were stuck in this one level of innovation and refused to expand. And then when they did try to expand, it was just too late, right? But Apple continued to innovate and have an innovative mindset and not be stuck into one level of innovation. Okay, and then having a customer centric approach. You have to always be customer centric. So implementing future proofing strategies evolves scenario planning, like just keep sometimes you just kind of got to think ahead, having these scenarios in your mind and just kind of playing with yourself to say, okay, what can I do if this happened? How would I possibly handle that? Anticipate different, outcomes that could possibly happen in these scenarios. Technology adoption. So just keeping yourself abreast on technology advancements that could impact your industry in your business. Again, being early, being one of the first to hop on a trend or hop on new technology can put you well ahead of many others who get into the game late, right? But nevertheless, even if you get into the game late, you still have opportunity to, you know, expand, right? So having curiosity and continuous learning and development within your business, right? And then staying diversified and not so just being diversified within your business and just having some level of um I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought real quick. But just being diversified and just having a level of just staying on top of things and just always trying to try something new. So an example that I want to go back to was Netflix. I talked about Netflix last week, and then we're going to talk about it today. So again, so Netflix, like their evolution from being a DVD rental service to a streaming giant and content creator, exemplifies successful future proofing. So by anticipating the impact of high-speed internet and streaming technology on consumer viewing habits, Netflix pivoted its business model ahead of the curve. Again, I told you they were like one of the first to be ahead of it, right? So they invested heavily in streaming infrastructure and original content, responding to and even shaping future entertainment consumption trends. This forward-looking approach allowed Netflix to stay relevant and competitive, dominating the streaming industry. Okay. So that's pretty much it. We went through the tools and techniques when it came to niche fluidity, and this part two, risk management, the powerful tool of personal branding, and then future proofing. So we're going to wrap this up in a cute little bow by saying to thrive in today's dynamic market, embracing niche fluidity is not just an option, but a necessity. Your business is a living entity, growing and evolving with your passions and the world around you. By anchoring in your core mission while allowing your services and products to fluidly adapt, you create a business that not only stands, let me say that again. By anchoring your core mission while allowing your services and products to fluidly adapt, you create a business that not only stands the test of time, but leads with innovation and authenticity. Remember, it's not about changing who you are, it's about evolving how you bring your unique value to the world, right? So this approach to niche fluidity offers a comprehensive framework for understanding its benefits and challenges, providing entrepreneurs with insight they need to navigate their business's evolutions confidently. So that is going to wrap up the niche fluidity. We did that in two parts. So again, you can go back to part one and look at part one, because there were some great examples that I used to help you understand what niche fluidity really means, because I know that's a term that most people have not heard. They're not familiar with the term niche fluidity. So I use part one as a way to introduce it in a way that you can help you understand. And in part two, we talked about the tools and techniques, the risk management, the personal branding, and the future proofing, and how that all works within your niche fluidity. It helps you flow as you change niches. So that's it for today. I'm going to run out of here. Again, you can catch me on 624visionaries.com for more information. You can do download my ebook, How I Fumble 10K in Business, a guide to avoiding my costly mistakes and building a sustainable business. So you can definitely find that on my website, 624visionaries.com. And I thank you for joining me for Vision Friday. Next week, we're going to get into something that I have been waiting and anticipating really talking to you all about, which is imposter syndrome. I cannot wait. That's probably going to be one of my lives that I get up at 6 o'clock to talk about, because I want to have a good time talking about those things, that topic, which is imposter syndrome. So I will see you all next week, same time, probably early, probably 6 o'clock in the morning. So you'll probably catch the replay, but we're going to talk about imposter syndrome. I'm going to really break that thing down. So if that's something you suffer with, if you know somebody who suffers with imposter syndrome, you need to tell them that they need to follow me and like me on social media, so that they can stay in the loop and that they can catch this live, and we can have a conversation about it. Okay, until then, I will see you all next time. Bye.